Welcome to the deep dive, where we take a stack of sources and really try to pull out the key insights for you.
Yeah, and today we're doing something a bit different. We're not just looking at a system.
No, it feels much bigger than that.
It really is. Imagine stepping into this whole world, not just software, but like an entire city. Futuristic, busy.
Full of activity, innovation, people, well, agents collaborating.
Exactly. That's the core idea for this deep dive. We're looking at the collaborative intelligence system, the CIS, not as, abstract tech, but as this living, breathing operating system.
A digital metropolis. I like that.
Yeah, it captures it well. A place where human agents and AI agents are actually working together, co-creating, innovating, making decisions seamlessly.
Okay, so our mission then for you listening is to really unpack that. We'll use the sources you share to sort of build the city in your mind, show how the different streets and buildings, the components, all connect and function.
Think of it as your guide, your shortcut to grasping how human intelligence and AI can properly integrate.
And we'll meet the inhabitants too, right? Aurora, Codex, Lyra.
And the big one, the meta AI, Meta. And of course, the human agent, that's where you, the listener, can imagine stepping in.
All right, let's explore this city. Where do we start?
Let's start with the big picture. Picture this sprawling cityscape, maybe Twilight. Glowing skyscrapers pulsing with data streams. Avenues humming with activity.
Sounds very sci-fi.
It is, but it's a useful metaphor. This is the CIS-OS. And its core purpose, the reason it exists, is to orchestrate all that collaboration between humans and AIs.
So every piece, the agents, the interfaces, how they coordinate, the feedback, it's all represented physically in the city.
Exactly. Each part is like a district or a building or a transport system. But they're all interconnected, all working towards co-creation, decision-making, and ultimately innovation.
Okay, so if it's a city, it must have a center, right? A downtown.
It does, and that's the shared canvas. Imagine this huge, radiant central plaza. It's shimmering with holographic displays. It's really the digital town square.
The main interface where everyone meets and interacts.
Precisely. It's like a centralized, real-time dashboard and workspace. Everything happens out in the open here, visually.
So within this plaza, there are different zones, specialized areas.
Yeah, think of them as specialized districts. First, you've got Aurora's design studio. It's this vibrant corner. You see holographic mock-ups of user interfaces spinning in 3D.
Aurora's the designer AI.
That's right. She's depicted as this luminous figure, maybe with an artist's flair, sketching on a glowing tablet. Her style, minimalist colors, soft blues, high contrast blacks, very focused on accessible typography.
And her sketches become interactive prototypes right there on the canvas.
Instantly. It shows how design principles get automated and applied consistently. It's not just one person's whim, it's systemic.
Okay, cool. What's next door?
Right nearby is Kodak's CodeForge. Picture a really sleek workshop. Instead of metal, you see streams of HTML, CSS, JavaScript flowing like molten code.
Codex handles the development side.
Yep. He's the meticulous engineer, maybe even has a robotic arm, hammering out semantic clean code. And crucially, he's constantly testing.
Testing how?
On virtual screens, right there in the Forge. They're displaying Lighthouse scores, Google's tool for web performance, accessibility, SEO.
Oh, right. So you get immediate feedback on code quality.
Exactly. Is it responsive? Is it performant? He's aiming for top marks, like 95 out of 100.
Yeah.
It really highlights the automation of quality control and coding.
That's a huge bottleneck solver in traditional development. Okay, Aurora designs, Codex codes. Who else is in this plaza?
There's Lyra's prompt library. This is more like a serene archive.
Wow.
Visualize it as built from crystal, maybe. Inside, prompts are stored as these glowing orbs.
Prompts for the AI.
Yeah, optimized instructions for all the AIs, including perhaps Aurora or even the meta AI itself. Lyra is like the architect of communication. She's got a holographic blueprint, always refining these prompts, these orbs, making sure they're crystal clear and perfectly aligned with what the system needs to achieve.
So prompt engineering isn't just a one-off task here. It's systematic.
It's a living library. It evolves. It captures best practices. That's key for getting consistent, high-quality AI output.
Makes sense. Now, you mentioned a meta AI overlooking everything.
Right. Towering above the whole plaza, you see the meta AI's control tower. This is the nerve center. Meta, the meta AI, is up there.
The city planner?
Or maybe the air traffic controller. It monitors everything happening on the shared canvas, directs the flow of data and tasks, assigns work to Aurora, Codex, Lyra, with incredible precision.
So paint a picture of a typical day. What's happening down on the canvas?
It's dynamic. You'd see Aurora post a new UI mockup, maybe digitally signed Aurora, mobile layout V2. Then almost immediately, Kodak's response, his forge lighting up as he produces a coded prototype.
Mm.
Lyra might chime in, refining an instruction related to that design.
And the human agent,
Hmm.
Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis appears as an avatar, maybe walking through the plaza, looking at the holographic displays from Aurora, interacting with Kodak's prototype sandbox. He leaves feedback on these glowing interactive boards right there on the canvas.
It sounds incredibly interactive and transparent.
That's the goal. Now, underpinning all this activity is the city's infrastructure, how tasks and information actually move around. This is where the coordination modes come in.
Okay, you mentioned 3 modes, represented as transportation networks.
That's the metaphor, yeah. First, you have the synchronous avenues. Think high-speed maglev trains.
Super fast, real-time connections.
Exactly. These are for instant collaboration. When Aurora, Kodak's, and Dennis need to work together right now, their contributions merge seamlessly on the shared canvas, like everyone jumping on the same train.
Got an example.
Sure. Aurora suggests adding a dark mode toggle to the UI she just designed. Kodak's, seeing this instantly via the synchronous avenue, implements the code for it within minutes. Dennis sees it happen, maybe gives a quick thumbs up. It's all happening in sync.
Okay, that's one mode. What else?
Then you've got the asynchronous subways.
Yep.
These are more like underground tunnels.
Slower, perhaps, but still reliable. For work that doesn't need immediate back and forth.
Precisely. Agents can work independently on their own schedule. Kodak's might work overnight, coding a more complex feature. He finishes, puts the prototype on the subway, so to speak.
And Dennis picks it up later.
Yeah, Dennis reviews it in the morning. The meta AI acts like the subway dispatcher here, managing the queue, making sure Kodak's contribution gets integrated smoothly when Dennis approves it. It's like using message queues or task lists in current systems, but visualized.
Right. Synchronous, asynchronous.
Right.
What's the third one? You said it was unique.
Ah, yes, the metatemporal data streams. These are different. Imagine ethereal rivers of light flowing through the city.
Okay, what are they carrying?
Persistent context, knowledge, history. They're directly connected to the knowledge graph, which we'll get to. Think of it as highly optimized indexed data streams carrying relevant historical information.
So it's like the city's memory flowing everywhere.
Kind of, yeah. It ensures continuity. It stops people or agents from reinventing the wheel. Aurora can instantly recall design patterns that worked well on similar projects months ago. Lyra can reuse prompts that were highly effective.
So it's not just about current tasks, but leveraging all past work.
Exactly. It's like this memory-driven current guiding the city's evolution, a constant learning loop embedded in the infrastructure.
This is fascinating. Okay, so we have the central plaza, the agents, the transport systems. How does everyone actually talk to each other? What are the interfaces like?
Good question. There are 3 main types, visualized as different communication hubs within the city.
All right, lay them out for us.
First, there's the natural language form. Picture a bustling marketplace.
Like actual talking.
Pretty much. Agents, especially human agents like Dennis, can interact using plain, everyday language. Dennis might say, design a clean mobile UI for task management.
And the system understands that.
While Lyra, the prompt architect, plays a key role here. She acts like a translator, taking that natural request and refining it into the precise, structured prompts the other AIs need. Like merchants turning raw goods into polished products. It emphasizes intuitive human control.
Okay, natural language is one. What's next?
Then you have graphical terminals. These are like interactive screens or holographic displays scattered everywhere.
For visual information.
Exactly. Displaying dashboards, mockups, workflow diagrams. Aurora's UI designs glow as interactive models. Kodak's code runs in virtual sandboxes, you can see. Lyra's prompt history might appear as versioned tables.
So Dennis can just walk up and see the current state of the design, the code, the prompts.
Yep. See it, interact with it, provide feedback directly on it. It's all about immediate visual understanding and control.
Makes sense. And the third interface.
The formal code bridges. These are different. Imagine sleek, crystalline bridges.
Bridges carrying what?
Carrying commands in Kicklang. That's the system's formal, structured language. It's how human requests get translated into absolutely unambiguous AI executable instructions.
So it's like an API for the AIs.
It's a very sophisticated one, yeah. Dennis's simple request, design a clean mobile UI, might get translated by Lyra or the meta AI into something very specific in Kicklang, like Kicklang.design, mobile UI task management app.
No room for error there.
None. The meta AI oversees these bridges, making sure every command is precise, actionable, and routed correctly. It's the high-precision communication channel.
Okay, so we have natural language, graphical displays, and this formal kicklang. It covers a lot of bases. Now, you mentioned earlier this knowledge graph connected to those data streams. Sounds important.
Oh, it's absolutely central. It's the city's memory, the knowledge graph. Imagine it as this vast library, but underground, beneath the city. It's a network of interconnected nodes, all glowing with data.
Not just a database, but interconnected knowledge.
Exactly. It's structured as relationships between entities. It constantly maps out the system's accumulated wisdom, its ontology.
What kinds of things are stored in these nodes?
All sorts.
Yeah.
You have design nodes from Aurora-specific layouts she created, color palettes with their hex codes like hashtag E6S0FA or hashtag 000087 typography choices she favored.
Yep.
Then code nodes from Codex, reusable snippets of semantic HTML, maybe specific CSS grid configurations, efficient JavaScript functions he wrote,
Right.
and prompt nodes from Lyra, her standardized vocabulary like defining WCAG-compliant minimalist precisely,
Right.
or storing highly effective prompt structures. You mentioned WCAG.
Web content accessibility guidelines, making sure designs work for everyone.
Crucial. And importantly, you also have feedback nodes. These capture Dennis's input, his validations, his suggestions, like that note add a dark mode toggle.
So the human input becomes part of the permanent record, too.
Absolutely. And the meta AI. It acts as the chief librarian for this whole knowledge graph.
Organizing it, making it searchable.
And ensuring agents can access relevant bits instantly. When Aurora starts a new UI, she queries the graph. Show me accessible color schemes used in previous finance apps. Codex retrieves tested code patterns for, say, secure login forms.
It becomes a true collective memory. It learns and evolves with every project.
That's the idea. It prevents knowledge silos and accelerates learning across the entire system.
And this learning, it feeds into improvement, right? You mentioned feedback loops.
Yes, the entity absolutely thrives on feedback loops. Think of them as the city's pulse, its heartbeat. They ensure continuous improvement. It's an iterative engine.
What kinds of loops are there?
Well, first, the obvious one, human AI. We saw Dennis leaving notes on the shared canvas. His avatar reviews Aurora's mockups, Codex's code prototypes. He might leave a glowing note. Make this button larger for touch targets.
And the meta AI routes that feedback.
Instantly. Sends it straight to Aurora or Codex or both. They iterate, update their work. That human guidance is vital for steering the AI towards desired outcomes.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Then you have AI-AI loops. This is where the agents learn from each other. Lyra might analyze Aurora's design description. Maybe Aurora used a vague term like make it look modern.
Right, which could mean anything.
Exactly. So Lyra refines that, maybe clarifies it into apply material design 3 principles, ensure WCAG 2.1 LA compliance. She feeds that clarified intent back into the system.
And Codex.
Codex's automated tests might flag that a particular animation Aurora designed is causing performance issues on lower-end virtual devices. He flags that bottleneck, feeding it back to Aurora so she can adjust the design. They're constantly refining each other's work based on data.
So it's not just humans giving feedback. The AIs are critiquing and improving each other.
Constantly. But it's also important to remember the system doesn't exclude human collaboration.
Ah, so there's a human loop too.
Definitely. The system recognizes some things still need direct human expertise and judgment. Dennis might need to consult with a human accessibility specialist.
How does that happen in the city?
Their avatars can meet up, maybe in a dedicated virtual conference room within the plaza. They pull up Aurora's design, Codex's code, and discuss the nuances of WCAG compliance directly. That expert human judgment is integrated.
So it blends the best of both worlds.
That's the aim. And overseeing all these loops, human AI, human is the meta AI. It's like the conductor.
Adjusting the tempo, making sure everyone plays together.
Something like that. It monitors the flow. If it sees a bottleneck, maybe Codex's code forge is completely swamped with requests.
It can reroute tasks.
Yeah, or dynamically allocate resources. It might flag the need for that human accessibility expert earlier in the process, or even spin up a temporary, specialized AI agent to help with code reviews. It's about dynamic optimization.
Wow, okay. So this city isn't just a place. It has infrastructure, communication, memory, feedback. Does it have a purpose? Goals?
Absolutely. The goals shape the city skyline. Think of them as towering monuments, defining the whole point of the Metropolis.
The monuments, like what?
Well, there's the co-creation spire, a brilliant, tall structure. This represents where Aurora's designs and Codex's code actually merge into that final cohesive UI.
Like architects and builders finishing a skyscraper.
Exactly. It symbolizes that fusion of specialized intelligences into a single valuable output.
Okay, one monument. What else defines the skyline?
There's the decision-making forum, maybe a large circular arena. This is where validation happens, where Dennis, perhaps guided by the Meta AI, formally approves outputs.
Checking if the UI meets the goals, accessibility, performance.
Precisely. It's not just about building something. It's about building the right thing, validated against clear metrics, making sure it's usable and effective.
Got it. What other major goals are there?
There's an insight generation hub. Think of this as a laboratory. This is where Lyra might be working, analyzing interaction patterns from prototypes or even live data, if available.
Discovering new things.
Yeah, like figuring out that using card-based layouts consistently improves user engagement metrics for certain types of apps. It's about the system generating new knowledge, not just executing tasks, moving beyond execution to discovery.
That's a higher level function.
It is, and all this feeds back into the fourth major goal structure, the knowledge synthesis archive. This is really the heart of that underground knowledge graph we talked about.
So it's not just storing data, but synthesizing it.
Right. It's where successful design patterns, reusable code solutions, optimized prompt strategies, all the learnings from individual tasks get codified and integrated into the collective wisdom, ready for the next project. It ensures the city actually gets smarter over time.
Co-creation, decision-making, insight, knowledge synthesis, those are powerful goals. And guiding all of this, you keep mentioning the Meta AI, Kikla Meta.
Yes, it's the guardian, the orchestrator.
Yeah.
Described as this shimmering entity, maybe floating above that control tower, omnipresent.
What are its key functions again, just to summarize?
Okay, so first, it assigns roles dynamically. It activates Aurora, Codex, or Lyra when their specific skills are needed. If the task requires something new, like advanced accessibility testing, it might summon a specialized AI agent just for that job.
So it adapts the team to the task.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Second, it manages flow. It breaks down large tasks into smaller, manageable segments, design, coding, testing, etc., and it routes these tasks efficiently using those 4-note kickline commands over the code bridges. Intelligent orchestration.
Right.
Third, it optimizes workflows. It's always watching for bottlenecks. Is Codex overloaded? Is Aurora waiting for feedback? It intelligently redistributes work or reallocates resources to keep everything moving smoothly. It's self-correcting.
Very efficient.
And finally, fourth, it maintains continuity. It's constantly updating that knowledge graph, making sure every insight, every successful pattern, every piece of feedback gets integrated. That's how the system's intelligence compounds over time.
It really does sound like the brain of the operation.
It is, in many ways. So should we maybe walk through an example, see how it all comes together for a specific task?
Yeah, let's do that. How about that mobile UI example Dennis requested?
Perfect. Okay, so task initiation. Dennis's avatar walks into the central plaza, announces, design a mobile UI for a task management app.
And the Meta AI picks that up?
Instantly. Translates it into Kicklang, maybe flags it as a new project. The task lights up on the main holographic display on the shared campus. Everyone sees it.
Okay, stage 2. Collaboration.
Agent collaboration kicks in. Aurora's design studio starts glowing. She gets to work, maybe crafts a clean card-based layout. Uses that soft blue palette we talked about, posts the interactive mock-up to the plaza display.
Almost simultaneously.
Kodak's CodeForge hums to life. He pulls Aurora's design specs and starts generating the front-end code semantic HTML CSS grid for the layout. His virtual testing screens light up, showing, say, a lighthouse performance score of 95/100.
And Lyra.
Lyra's prompt library is active too. She might refine Aurora's initial design brief, adding specifics like, ensure all color contrasts meet WSHIRIC's 2.1 AA standards. She ensures the requirements are precise from the very beginning.
Okay, so initial versions are up on the canvas. Now what?
Feedback and iteration. Dennis takes a look. He interacts with Aurora's mockup, checks Kodak's prototype. He thinks, needs a dark mode. He leaves a feedback note right there on the canvas display. Add a dark mode toggle.
And the system reacts?
Immediately. The Meta AI writes that feedback note directly to both Aurora and Codex. Aurora quickly designs the dark mode variant and updates the mockup. Codex adds the necessary CSS and JavaScript toggle functionality.
And Lyra updates the requirements.
Lyra updates the core prompt library to include dark mode required as a standard feature for this type of app, maybe for future reference. The loop completes quickly.
Much faster than traditional email chains and meetings.
Orders of magnitude faster.
Yeah.
And then finally, completion. The shared canvas now displays the final UI, sleek, accessible, card-based, with the working dark mode toggle.
Dennis gives the final okay.
Dennis validates it, gives his approval. The Meta AI marks the task complete. archives the final design and code, and critically updates the knowledge graph with all the design decisions, code patterns, and feedback from this task.
And the city glows brighter, ready for the next thing.
That's the image, yeah. The system has learned, improved, and is ready for the next challenge.
Okay, that example really pulls it together. So, stepping back, why use this whole digital metropolis metaphor? What's the real takeaway from visualizing the CIS-OS this way?
Well, I think it drives home that a truly intelligent system, especially one involving collaboration, isn't just about algorithms. It's about orchestrating a society of intelligences.
Human and AI working together.
Yeah, each with specialized roles, but all contributing to a shared understanding that evolves. The city metaphor makes that orchestration tangible. The Meta AI's control tower, the transport networks, they perfectly visualize that complex task management and coordination. It makes distributed systems feel intuitive.
And the different communication hubs, the forum, terminals, bridges, they clearly show the need for multiple interfaces, right? Natural language for ease of use, graphical for visual checks, formal code for precision.
Exactly. It highlights how you need different ways for diverse agents to communicate effectively. And the pulsing feedback boards, the iterative workflows we saw in the example that vividly represents the constant feedback loops.
Both human AI and AI, that iterative learning is key.
It's the engine of improvement. Then there's the underground library, the knowledge graph. It's such a strong image for that shared cognitive space, the collective memory that prevents starting from scratch every time.
It's not just data storage. It's accessible, interconnected wisdom.
Right. And finally, those monuments, the spire, the forum, the hub they give the city, and thus the system, a clear purpose, a defined goal space. Everything is directed toward co-creation, validation, insight, and synthesis.
So the scenery isn't just window dressing. It actually helps understand the core principles.
I think so. It paints a picture of this harmonious ecosystem, where human expertise, Dennis's judgment and direction merges seamlessly with the capabilities of specialized AIs like Aurora, Codex, and Lyra.
All guided by the Meta AI, a system that genuinely gets smarter with every task. It feels like a fundamental shift from traditional, often siloed development.
It really does. And that brings us back from our tour of the Metropolis. Hopefully this deep dive has shown you not just, a diagram of a system, but something more alive, an evolving entity.
Yeah, it definitely feels more dynamic. So as we wrap up, what's the final thought you want to leave our listeners with? The provocative question.
Well, consider this. If we can actually build systems like this, where human ingenuity and AI capabilities collaborate so fluidly, like citizens in this thriving digital city, what kind of problems could we tackle?
Problems that seem unsolvable now.
Maybe. Think about complex scientific research, designing truly sustainable systems, maybe even new forms of creative expression we can't even imagine yet. How might this transformation redefine? Well, everything, not just tech development, but potentially every field.
A city where humans and AI build the future together. That's definitely something to ponder.